It is difficult to explain what forces are and how they work. For example, we know that the force of gravity exists. However, little is known about what gravity is and how or why it operates. Gravity and other forces are best expressed as scientific laws. These are statements that describe its effects on the basis of repeated experimental observations. They are generally described by mathematical relationships. Scientific laws do not try to explain how or why things occur in nature, as they do. Many students misunderstand the differences between facts, hypotheses, theories, and scientific laws. They tend to think that theories based on experiments are facts, and also to think that theories eventually become scientific laws. Neither of these ideas are correct. Facts are things that can be observed or measured in some way. Hypotheses and theories are possible explanations about how or why something occurs in nature as it does. Theories are based on multiple research sources and may have high levels of certainty, but they're not facts. Scientific laws describe things that have occurred in nature so many times without exceptions that we have come to expect the same outcome in the future. Examples of scientific laws include Newton's first law of motion, second law of motion, and third law of motion, and the universal law of gravitation. The statements about scientific laws do not contain explanations about how or why things happen in nature. Forces and the properties of matter that regulate moving and non-moving objects were part of God's design for the universe. If gravity were the only force operating in the universe, everything would be pulled together on giant collisions. Yet we see constant speeds and predictable motions of objects traveling in space. The orderly way in which billions of stars, planets, and moons move throughout the universe in very predictable patterns speaks loudly of His power and His wisdom. Students interact every day with air and water pressures, gravity, friction, and other forces. They may recognize that trees, flowers, birds, fish, and other animals were created by God, but they need to see that God's creation also includes forces and the properties of matter. These important concepts are referenced throughout the Forces in Motion book. We pray that students come to the realization that God created everything that exists by His power and His wisdom, and He is the owner of all things.